Hey there, and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to go over picking up objects and interacting with them using the motion controllers. So as you can see here, I have a little demo where you can reach out and grab this gun, and it'll pick it up, and then we can drop the gun, and it'll go to the ground, and we can pick it up again, and so on. We'll also add firing to it. For now, though, I'll just move this to the side, and I've started a new project. It's just using the first-person template. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our base pawn in the first person BP, blueprints, and first person character folder. And we're going to get rid of a few things. We're going to get rid of the mesh here and the gun and that for non-VR, and we'll also get rid of the VR gun and VR marker. And we'll go into the event graph and get rid of this set hidden in game stuff. And we'll also get rid of all the spawn projectile stuff for guns because we're going to handle that ourselves. And go into the construction script and also get rid of this, compile and save. Now if you're not using the first person character blueprint from the template and you want to add the motion controllers, you'll just need to go to add component, type in motion controllers, add it in there, and then choose your hand. So we'll just get rid of that since we already have the right and left hand motion controller. So we'll save that for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this aside for now. We're going to go to our content folder, add a new folder, and call it interactables. I can spell. And we're going to add a new blueprint class, actor. And we're going to call this base interactable. So every time we want to interact with an item, we can just use this as a base and just create child blueprint class. For now, we'll just have this be a gun, and so we'll go in here and actually we're going to go to our first person folder and the FPS weapon mesh, and we're going to get the skeletal mesh, and we're going to go inside this. We're just going to make this into a static mesh because we don't need it to be skeletal, and we also want to add collision to it. So we'll just add it there, call it gun mesh, and we'll just go to where did it go to? There we go. So we're just going to go into this, and we're going to add, just add some basic collision. 18 DOP looks good, just so we can actually interact with the gun. And so now we'll go back to our base interactable, and we'll add in that static mesh. And we'll set that as the root. Luckily it was already selected. If you need to add it and it wasn't selected, you can just go to add static mesh and select gun mesh on the right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make blueprint interfaces, which is an easy way to communicate with different blueprints. So we're going to go into we'll go into the interactables folder here, and we're going to right click, go to blueprints, and go to new blueprint interface. We'll call this interactable interface, and then we're going to go inside it, and we're going to rename this function on the right here called to interact, and then we're going to add a new function, and we're going to call this action. Alright, and we'll save that. Now what this means, what this interface does, is we can go into any blueprint, we can go to the class settings, and we can go to add interfaces here, and just add in that new interactable interface, compile and save. Now what this means is we can go into the event graph, we can right click and go to event interact, and then this means that we can have any other blueprint tell this to interact, and it'll go to any item that's a child of this, and so on. It'll make more sense. If that's not clear, it'll make more sense in a second. So we're going to go back to our first person character blueprint, and we're going to first thing we're going to do is go to the viewport. We're going to add a box to the motion controller so we can see where it is. So we'll add a cube, and we'll attach it to the motion controller so it'll follow it around. We'll just name it hand, right hand I guess, and I'll just scale it down so it's not so big, 0.15, 0.15, 0.15, and then we're going to add a box collision, and we're going to attach it to the right hand. Just resize it a bit. Go into the event graph. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do motion controller grip, right grip 1, So whenever we press the right grip 1 on the right motion controller, we're going to get this box. We're going to see what it's overlapping. And we're only going to filter base interactables. So we're going to get any interactables we're overlapping, and we're just going to get the first one. You might want to add in a distance check, like if you have two close actors, you want whatever one's closer to the hand. But for now, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to get the first one, and we're going to attach this. Or sorry, we're going to tell it to use the interface to interact. So interact. And then you can see here under interactable interface, we're going to send the message interact. So this means that anything that has that interface can receive this interact message, and then it'll do the actions inside it. So we'll go to the interact event here, and we're going to want to attach this. Get to attach to component itself. We want it to target itself because it's what it's attaching, and then we want to get what it's attaching to. So what we're going to do here is, there's a few ways we can do this. We might as well use the interface since we're doing it that way. So we'll go to the interact function in the interface. We're going to add an input, and we're going to call it a component. Oops. And it's going to be an actor component reference, and we're going to call this hand. Compile and save. And now we have the hand here, and so we can disconnect that. Oh no, it's a scene component, not an actor component. Scene component reference. So we'll make that a scene component reference, not an actor component reference. Connect that. And I have a feeling that's not going to work. Oh yeah, it will. Okay. So what we did here is in the interface, interactable interface, under the interact button, we added an input, which is the hand, which is a scene component. We named it hand. What that means is that in our first-person character, when we call the interact message, we can attach a hand or a scene component, in this case the right hand. So that'll give a location when we call this message. So we're calling it in the base interactable, event interact, and then it gives us the hand input there. So that's what we're connecting to. We're attaching this component to something else. So we also want to snap it to target for location and rotation. And for scale, we'll just keep world, I guess. And we also want to disable physics once this happens, because otherwise it can interact with your own hitbox. And so we're going to do set physics. Where is it? I forget what it's called. Simulate physics. Set simulate physics. Set it to no. For that matter, we're going to go to the gun and set this to yes. And that's good. Okay. Now, just for the sake of allowing us to drop the gun, we're going to put a flip-flop here. You could also make it if you wanted to, for example, you have to hold the grip, and if you let go, it'll drop it. In that case, you would just do released, and you would add a different one. But for the sake of this, we're going to have it so you click the grip to release it or to grab it. And we're going to do detach from actor, target itself, and we're going to do keep world location, keep world rotation, keep world scale, and we're going to do set simulate physics to yes, compile and save, and compile and save that. And I'm just going to make sure that our gun is actually interactable. It should be. Okay, so now we should be able to put one in the level and pick it up, hopefully. I'll just lower the scale of this so we can put the gun on top of it. Hopefully this will work. Check it out. Alright, VR preview. Alright, so we got the box tracking our hand. We'll go up to the gun, reach out. Yeah, and it's working. Its rotation is a bit wrong, but we can fix that easily enough. Oh, and it's still interacting. Alright, so we'll go back to our gun here. And we're going to also disable collision, set collision enabled to no collision for this. And for down here, we'll set it to collision enabled, query and physics. So hopefully that won't interact with our player anymore once we have it on the attached. Okay, and we also need to rotate it. So we'll add local rotation, and we need to rotate it -90 degrees so it'll face the proper way.